Hi, this is Melba McCombs and Nadine, and we're going to make a little video here about when Mom was growing up and some of her memories about Charlene, because Charlene's birthday is coming up this year and she's going to be, you know how old?
100.
That's right. So we'll start with where it was that you grew up.
In Haven, Idaho.
Okay. Now before
We were about a mile and a half out.
Now, was that where you were when Charlene was born? You were born in West Weaver.
And Genevieve was, I think, Genevieve and Charlene was born in Haven.
Okay, all right. And what did you do in Haven?
Farmed.
Okay, so your dad was a farmer.
I raised chickens.
How'd you get those chickens?
Well, my dad ordered them. They were little babies.
How many were there?
1,000.
You remember about how?
And I lost 39.
That's pretty good. To only lose 39 out of 1,000. How old were you then?
10.
And so then Charlene would have been 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Did she ever help you with the chickens?
No.
Not too much.
She ran after my mother. And my mother was already in the car and didn't see her.
Yeah, let's do that story. So one time were the rest of you in the car?
No, just my mom.
Okay, so you weren't there with her.
No.
And what did she do?
She ran over.
Did the wheels hit her?
No, she was right in the center.
And was your mom going forward or backward?
I think she was backing.
Yeah, I think that's what you told me before. So when she didn't see her behind her.
No,
And
she didn't run out.
how did you find out about it?
I saw it.
Oh, okay. Did you yell at her? Okay, so do you remember when you moved to Haven?
No, I was only 2.
Okay. So you don't really remember living in West Weaver, just in Haven?
No.
Okay. And how old were you when Genevieve was born?
I wasn't 10 yet.
Weren't you? Well, you turned, let's see, no, you weren't 10 yet. Because you turned 106 this year, and she's turning 100, so you're 6 years older.
Mm-hmm.
So you were about 6 when she was born. And can you remember when she was born? Remember your mother coming home with a new little baby?
No.
Okay.
I remember, I guess it was Charlene.
Well, yeah, that's who we're talking about, is Charlie.
Oh, I remember when she was born. We went to Cross, and then they brought us home, and there was that new little dark-haired baby that all bottled up.
What was Crofts? What was Crofts?
They were our closest neighbors, and we did a lot of things. Their kids was close to our kids, except for me.
And how much different were you than their kids? Were you older than their kids?
Yeah, I was 10.
Well, not when Charlene was born. You just said you were 6 when Charlene was born. And so you went over to Crofts. So was Charlene born at home then?
Yeah, she was born at home.
All right.
But when we got back, there was that little tiny cute baby.
She had a lot of dark hair?
Yeah, black hair. She was born.
What did you think of having a new little sister?
Oh, we thought that was grand.
Okay.
My mom was quite sick.
Oh, really? Hmm. Did she get better after that?
No,
Was she sick with the same thing that she ultimately died from? Because she would go on to have, what, 3 more children after that, didn't she? So Charlene,
Charlie,
and then Genevieve.
Genevieve, and Charlie, and then Irene.
Where was Irene fitting that?
What is Irene?
Yeah.
She was 4 years older than me.
Okay. So we started with Virginia, and then
And Lottie.
Lottie, and then
And Lottie married Augur.
yeah. And after Lottie was Irene, right?
Yeah.
And then you,
And then there's 4 years between us.
right? And then Genevieve.
Genevieve was 4 years younger than
Okay. So then Genevieve, and then Charlene, and then Ordiva. Okay, we got that all straightened out. Okay. You told me about the chickens that you had, and
baby chick.
baby chicks.
Red chicken.
Yeah, right. And you took care of them.
I did when I was 10.
And then when they had eggs, did you gather all the eggs?
Yes.
Okay, we'll pause
And
for
we
just.
candled them too.
Okay.
You know
What?
how to
What?
candle.
No, I was just going to ask you, what does it mean to candle the eggs?
Okay. You make a little hole, and you put the eggs under. Put the light under.
What do you mean you make a little hole? Is that like in a paper or something? Don't you just hold the eggs up to the candle?
No, we didn't.
Okay. And what's the purpose of candling the eggs?
To make sure that you're not selling them a chicken instead of an egg.
Oh. Okay. Because that egg might have been fertilized. I don't have that problem with my chickens. Because I don't have a rooster.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had.
Okay.
And I tended them.
Did your sisters help you at all?
Not when they were tiny. When they got to where they would lay an egg, they helped wrap the egg.
Okay. All right. Now, you told me something about a row of barbed wire.
It was under the tree that Genevieve climbed.
Oh, okay.
And Daddy had told her not to climb it.
Then what happened?
She fell.
And landed on the barbed wire?
Yeah.
Was she okay?
Yes. We just kind of bounced.
Now, when you were a kid, did you guys go to the store to buy your clothes?
Oh no.
What did you do?
My mom made our clothes.
Did she teach you how to sew?
But
Did she teach you how to sew?
yes, she did.
And then did you help make the clothes?
She tied me to the sewing machine because I got into too much mischief.
So what did you do while you were tied to the sewing machine?
Just stayed there. There was nothing to do.
Was that before Charlene was born? Because by the time she was born, you were 6. I don't imagine she was tiny then.
I was pretty young, 'cause I picked up everything I saw.
Okay, so,
But she was right between the wheels.
okay, the time, you're talking about the time when your mother ran over her. And did you say she was backing up or she was in the front?
She was backing up. And she didn't know Charlene had followed her. But the rest of us could see Charlene.
Did you all run out and tell her?
I think we all ran out, stop, stop, stop.
Yeah. But Charlene didn't get hurt.
No, because she was between the wheels.
Yeah. Okay. Now, was there a time when you were over at the Fort Neff River?
Yeah, when Charlene fell in the river.
How did that happen?
She just fell in.
Was she wading in the river?
No, she was along the bank.
Do you remember about how old she was?
Well, she couldn't have been very old, maybe 5 or 10.
Okay, so was that before or after your mother died? Okay, so you were there with your sisters and
My dad.
And what happened to get her out of the river?
We all ran and got her.
And was she right close to the shore?
Yeah,
Okay. So the river didn't sweep her away?
no,
Okay. Well, that's good.
we was able to grab her.
Now, you were just 10 years old when your mother died.
Yeah,
And at that point, how did that change your life?
well, she helped me with the baby chick.
Charlene did?
No, my mom.
Oh, your
did.
mother did. Oh, okay. So after she was gone,
Then I had to do it all by myself.
did you
But
sister?
I was pretty proud that I didn't lose many babies.
Okay. Once your mother was gone, how old was the oldest girl at that point? That would have been Virginia.
Virginia was 16.
So did she kind of take over as almost like the mother?
Yes. She had actually been tending us anyhow, because Mama was sick.
And at that point, Ordima was still a baby.
She was just a baby. She
So,
was a cute baby, too. We were pretty proud.
I bet. So you were, Virginia, how long was Virginia there after your mother died?
Well, she worked at Holstein's store even before Mama died.
So she had a job outside the home.
Yeah.
And then when she turned 18, what did she do?
Well, she still worked at Holstein's.
And then did she leave and go to college or something?
Yeah, she went to college at Oakley.
Did she live at home at that time? Or she?
So she couldn't live at home. It was too hard.
Okay. So then who took over kind of being the,
Then Lottie kind of took over. And then Charlene took over.
well wait, not Charlene until, you mean Irene.
I mean,
Okay. So she kind of took over, and then so let's see. Lottie took over, and then Irene took over, and Irene left when she was about 18, also, didn't she?
Yeah, and I was, well, yeah, because I was sick. Something like that.
Well, when Irene left, you were 14,
Yeah.
and so at that point, did you kind of take over that role?
Yes, I did.
So were you taking care of the younger kids?
Ardina still gets mad at me sometimes because I forget that I'm her sister, that she wants me to be her mom.
I bet she did, yeah. So, when you were from 14 until you got married at 18, so you were there 4 years where you kind of took care of things, right?
Yes.
And
I don't know what Daddy would have done without me.
did you help him out in the fields too?
Well, yes, I did. I remember. I couldn't say my R's,
Oh yeah.
and Genevieve took me to the field, and she worked with me till I could say my R's.
It's a problem not to be able to say your R's when your name is Surridge.
That's terrible. It sounded like sewage.
Yeah. So did the younger kids go out in the field when you went out to work? Did Charlene go out there too?
I don't remember Charlene going out. Just, I remember working with Genevieve.
Okay. Now after you moved to California during the war, or right toward it was during the war still, and there at the end of the war. When did Charlene and Johnny go to
Well,
California?
they went to Hayward because he got a job at the bowling alley there.
And was that before or after the war ended?
That was after.
So did you get to see them sometimes?
Yes, I did.
You got to know all of their kids?
The older ones. I remember Jerry.
Jerry? Who's Jerry?
Isn't that her oldest son?
I think it's Steve. I don't remember a Jerry.
No, Steve was her husband.
No. Well, it wasn't Charlene's husband. Her husband. Her husband wasn't Jerry. Her son was Steve. Wasn't it? Do I need to go look things up?
No.
Johnny was her husband. Johnny Cooper?
Yeah.
Oh, is that who you meant? When you said Jerry, did you really mean Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we had a little pause and you were telling me a story about Stephen.
Yes,
What did he do?
he took out into the ball game or something to town or something. And he
Did Dad want him to come home? He started to tell me that story. Well, we didn't have a camera on. Was it at the bowling alley?
Well, Steve worked at the bowling alley.
And is that where he was when my dad wanted him to come home?
Yeah. Well, they went to the there, but then they had to go back home. And Alton usually was good about remembering, how he got places.
Oh, he was. He was really good at directions. Did he forget that time?
He forgot. He got mixed up.
Did they get lost?
Yes, because Steve wouldn't tell him how to get home.
Did they finally get there?
Yeah, they finally got there. Alton finally found his way.
Yeah. Dad never got lost. He just always knew where he was going. So I can understand him being pretty frustrated about that. Well, we of course went to live in the Bay Area after Merlin graduated from BYU, and we got out there. He worked for Lockheed, and Lockheed paid for our move. So they had a moving truck that came and got all of our stuff, and for such a young couple with two little kids living in a house that it really only had one bedroom, and then it had kind of a back porch for another bedroom. But despite the fact that we were living in a little place, we had quite a bit of stuff. The movers were surprised at how much stuff we had. So they moved our stuff out to California, and then we drove out. And when we got there, we didn't have a place to live, and we were going to have to look for a place. And so we went over to Charlene and Johnny's house and asked if we could spend a couple of nights there while we found a temporary living situation. And they just put us up for like 6 weeks or 2 months and gave us plenty of time. We didn't have to like move into a motel or anything. We were able to just stay there, and I would go down to the south end of the bay quite regularly to find a place to live, and we found a little duplex that we ultimately moved into. But I don't know what we would have done without Johnny and Charlene putting us up there while we were doing that. We had two little kids, Laura and Alan. Alan was still a baby, but it was not an easy time to be homeless. So I've always been very grateful to Johnny and Charlene for putting us up during that time.
Charlene puts up with anybody
I know she
that
does.
needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, she really does. I know she's done that a lot. So we